We made it to the Magic Kingdom, or at least to the parking lot. We were talking about how when you get to this big parking lot at the TTC outside of the Magic Kingdom area resorts, how overwhelming this must be for somebody who's never been here and doesn't really know how it's set up. You know, when you go to another like more traditional theme park, like a Six Flags park or whatever, when you're driving towards it, you can already see the rides. And when you're in the parking lot, you know, okay, well, that's the direction we need to go to there, towards the rides. But when you get here, the parking lot here is so far away from the Magic Kingdom, and then you have to either take the monorail or the ferry boat to get there. But if you've never been here and like you're not informed, it just must seem so confusing. And I can understand why some people like are already frustrated and have a total meltdown before they even get into the park, just because, you know, there's a visiting Disney for the first time, there is a large learning curve. We just breezed through the bag check here at the TTC, and this looks like the entrance to the park, but it's not yet. This is just the ticket booth at the TTC. So when you've made it to here, you still need to either take the monorail, which is right here, or the ferry boat over to the Magic Kingdom. So we're still a couple miles away from the park. Monorail or ferry boat, I don't know if it really makes a difference which one you take. They're both very special. And we just decided to take the ferry boat because it's kind of in a way, a tradition. The very first time I came here with my family, we took the ferry boat over. The very first time that Marcus and I came here together, we took the ferry boat over. So that's what we're doing now too.
It's the first step out of bed when the clouds start rolling in, when the flowers lose their head. It's the lies that keep them smiling, when I feel them slowly dying, like the world has just decided to stop its spinning. It goes round and round and round and round again. Life goes on and on, just like around the bend.
Fast forward to now. It's just shortly past noon, and I have to say we've been having a pretty good day. We went into the park, we rope dropped Adventureland, which means we went to the entrance to Adventureland where cast members had a rope stretched across, and then right at park opening, they drop the rope and everybody goes running in. So we rope dropped through Adventureland to Big Thunder Mountain, got a ride on Big Thunder Mountain, got a ride on Pirates, got a ride on Jungle Cruise. So we did Jungle Cruise and Haunted Mansion, and now we've even had lunch already, and it's just shortly past noon. So things are going pretty well, and we just started at one end of the park and literally rode every major ride over to here. For lunch, we stopped at Casey's Corner, which is a quick service restaurant where they have hot dogs, and they have a pretty fancy plant-based or vegetarian hot dog with like a coleslaw salad on it, and it comes with French fries too. And so that was a nice little snack. The hot dog with the salad on top of it and the fries cost me $13, and if I just compare that to the food at Busch Gardens and at SeaWorld, this tastes so much better, and it was considerably less expensive. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. I told Marcus that while I'm doing this, he needs to look into the app and see what the wait times are like and where we're gonna go next. And I have to say, I haven't looked at the app one single time today. I have not used it to see the wait times. I have not used Genie. I haven't used Genie Plus. We haven't booked any lightning lanes. We just went from ride to ride to ride, and whatever the wait time was, we got in the line. And like I said, it's noon, and we've already ridden like some of the big ones. So miracles can happen, I guess. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but the People Mover was a walk-on. How long has it been since that's happened? excuse the crazy background. This is a little update since the last time we talked. It's about 20 past 3, and we managed to get on People Mover, Space Mountain, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which has been by far the longest wait we've had all day. The posted time was 70 minutes, but I think we probably only waited about an hour. And then we also rode the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, or Ariel's Ride, whatever you want to call it. Walked all the way back down Main Street to get a coffee, and now we're sitting here having a break. And so we're actually doing pretty good today. Got to see a little bit of the parade. I guess we can't complain. And we have done it all without Lightning Lane, without Genie Plus, and without Genie.
Here's a little insider info for you. Way back in 1995, I was actually a Disney cast member and danced on this stage, or a previous incarnation of this stage in front of the castle. I was part of the Sparkling Christmas Spectacular, and it was some of the best and worst times I've had working as a professional performer in showbiz jobs around the world. I've talked more about that in other videos, so if you want to see those, make sure you check the description, and while you're down there, go ahead and press that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already.
And now it's time for the ride that everybody loves to hate. It's a Small World. Only 20 minutes. This is Rapunzel's bathroom, and everybody says it's the pretty bathroom, especially at night. It's really beautiful. And actually, oh, there she is, Rapunzel herself. The quick service restaurant where we've probably eaten the most often here in Magic Kingdom is Pecos Bill's. They have Mexican food, which we love. Well, let's call it Tex-Mex food before somebody corrects me in the comments. And one thing we've always thought was really cool is that they have a big toppings bar where you can put like a lot of extra salad and salsa and guacamole and almost make yourself like an extra salad. But I've heard that they've done away with that. So we're gonna go and see if it's there or not. And that is going to help us decide where we're having dinner tonight. And the answer is no. No toppings bar.
I wonder if this is a cost-cutting thing or if it somehow still has something to do with Corona. The whole menu was different, and I'm sure it was good, but no toppings bar was a deal breaker for us, so we decided to walk back to Columbia Harbor House for dinner. This quick service location is great, especially if it's a hot day, which it wasn't when we were there, but I'm just saying that because it's completely indoors, and especially the upstairs is kind of just sort of out of the way and relaxed. I got the vegan crab cake sandwich, which is called the Doom Burger, because the restaurant is just across the street from Haunted Mansion, and it was unfortunately only okay. But it was kind of nice to try something new. I honestly don't know if I've ever had a crab cake before, definitely not one with crab, so it was probably my first vegan crab cake too. Marcus did enjoy his sampler. It included fried chicken, fried fish, fried shrimp, French fries, hush puppies, and heartburn, and we enjoyed just sitting up there and watching the sun go down over the rivers of America before heading back out into the park. And after dinner, our visit to the Magic Kingdom just kept getting better. We waited about a half hour for Peter Pan, and then we headed back over to Tomorrowland for another walk-on ride on the People Mover, where we got to drool over the new Tron roller coaster with its cool nighttime lighting. They had been cycling trains all day on it, but it was not open for guests. I can't wait to ride this ride, although apparently it's not as amazing as the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster in Epcot. We got to ride that 3 times, by the way, but that's a different video. We were also totally happy with another ride on good old school Space Mountain, and that took us about 45 minutes. After that, we got an amazing spot for the fireworks show. It was great. The fireworks at Disney are always great, but The older fireworks show had more goosebumps and tears moments in it, and I'm happy to have read now that it sounds like they're going to be bringing some elements of that show back soon, especially the Happily Ever After song. I still sing that song all the time. And when the fireworks were over, we got even more rides on Big Thunder. We also got on Pooh, and we got one final ride on Space Mountain to end the night. Now, I know we were lucky with some smaller crowds that day. The fact that the People Mover was a walk-on is a good sort of sign of what it was like. It's been several years and many visits to the Magic Kingdom since we've gotten to experience so many attractions all in one day. The low crowd level is definitely a factor, but I think there's something else that made a huge difference too. We basically ignored any kind of Fast Pass or Disney Genie app. If you haven't been to Disney in a while and haven't been keeping up, there is no Fast Pass system anymore. It's now called Genie Plus, and yes, in case you missed it, it's not free anymore. We also didn't buy any of the Lightning Lane passes, which are like Fast Passes for the most popular attractions that you can pay even more for. We just ignored all of that. We kept our heads out of our phones and went from attraction to attraction all day long. We rode neighboring attractions one after the other and tried to do a few attractions in each land before moving on to the next land. Even with the old Fast Pass system, which I really enjoyed by the way, when I look back at the way that we used to use it and the way that it influenced our day, in hindsight, I feel like it took up a lot of time because it forced you to move from one area of the park to the other in sometimes not really a very logical order. And now that I've done it both ways with using some kind of skip the line system and one time now with totally none of it, I feel like doing groups of attractions close to each other, regardless of the wait times, is a much more useful way to spend the time and get things done. It's much better than spending time waiting for the app to load, and then you usually have to log back in a few times during the day because the app always logs you out, and then the internet is gone, and then you discuss which ride has the shortest waiting time of the rides that people still want to do, and then you have to walk all the way over to another area of the park just to get in a shorter line. And that's instead of just getting in the next line. I feel like that's what the app makes you do, and I don't know. I don't think that works for me anymore. I was so pleasantly surprised how much fun we had just going totally old school and going from ride to ride. Not worrying about the app or the internet or my phone charge level. I'm sure this strategy won't work all the time and it's not going to work for everyone, but it definitely worked for us. We had just a really magical day at the Magic Kingdom, and when we left, we had big childish smiles on our faces. If you want to see more stuff from this Disney visit, for instance, how we got a surprise upgrade in the Yacht Club with this amazing view, I will never forget that. I'll also be showing you a totally different way that we got on all the big attractions in Hollywood studios, but that involved paying more money for less time in the park. I realize that makes no sense right now, but believe me, it really worked. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides, and I hope to see you back here soon.